Okay. Hello, whoever's here watching. I wanted to come to you because I just found out. First of all, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Okay. So everyone that's watching right now, please hit the like button. Sub to this channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate you all subbing. So let's just get into it. There was another attempt on Donald Trump's life tonight. Okay, which is not surprising at all. I'm gonna be careful with my words. Hey, sweet potato. Let me say this. I don't know if I mentioned it here, but I had told in discussions with other people, maybe not on here, but in private, that um, Trump's life is in danger. Okay. And he had a threat from an Iranian official back in 2020. They had an attempt on his life. Well, they put a bounty on his head in 2020 for the assassination that he did, for the murder that he did of Salami or Salome. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not sure. And so they're very angry in Iran. And this attempt is the bounty is still on his head. Okay. So what I did was I pulled up these articles. This is why I say, and when you're in politics, it's not a game. It's not. This is not a game show. This is not The Apprentice. This is none of this. This is real stuff. This is real. People are serious about their leaders and stuff like this. Trump is going around spreading all this hatred and everything he's doing, along with his VP. They're spreading all this hate and all this vitriol, and it has to end. It needs to stop. It's super negative. It's nasty. Okay. So anybody that's over here watching me or whoever watched this video, later, I'm 100% positive that it is not Kamala Harris or the Biden administration is putting these, trying to take out Donald Trump. It's either one of his own people, like before, it's either one of his own people, or it's the Iranian government or whoever is trying to put this hit out on him, because he has a bounty on his head for $3 million. Okay, so in 2020, like I said, he they under his administration, Trump's administration, they unalived someone in Iran, and who is the guy was named Salome or Salome or Salome or something like that. I can't pronounce his name, but anyway, he unalived this man, and they put a bounty on Trump's head. Now, this is just my opinion. My opinion is Donald Trump's life is in danger because this bounty is still on his head right now as we speak. Now, he's already had two attempts. He had one tonight, and he had one when the young man shot at his ear. Okay. But I have a whole nother theory on that. But anyway, so now what we're having is another attempt as of today. I don't know if you all are keeping up, but this is what's going on. Get out of the screen. Okay, so the live updates. The FBI says the FBI says there appeared to be an assassination attempt on Trump's at his Florida golf course earlier today, I guess what. The FBI is investigating an apparent second attempt assassination of former President Donald Trump. A suspect concealed in bushes pointed an AR-style rifle with a scope into Trump's West Palm Beach, Florida golf course from outside the fence line. Trump was about 400 yards away, officials say. Secret Service spotted the person and opened fire. He fled in a black Nissan and was later arrested. The suspect, Ryan Wesley Routh, 58, also had a GoPro camera and a backpack with ceramic tiles when he was near the course. Okay, so Wesley Routh, 58. I'm not sure what he looks like, but I can imagine. It's two more updates that just happened here. I'm trying to keep you abreast of what's going on. Okay. So that is the second attempt. And a lot of times when people call and threaten or make threats to the president of the United States, they're not going to tell you everything that's going on. You're not going to get that information, but it happens. And I'm sure it happens all the time. They get threats probably every single day. I mean, you got some cuckoos out here in the world. So this is one situation. I don't know who this man is. He sounds like an American. Ryan Wesley Routh, that sounds like an American man. It could be, someone from his own MAGA party that's angry with him, or who knows? It could be anyone just not affiliated with any party, or it could be someone that's on the left that's angry with all the rhetoric that he speaks. Because if you noticed, he is spewing a lot of rhetoric and a lot of racist rhetoric. Donald Trump is spewing right now. I don't know if this man is trying to throw the election. I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but whatever's happening, it's not cute. And I cannot see this man really wanting to be president, or he knows that he's going to lose. And this is why he's rallying up his base to get all this anger. This is anger that he is pushing out to the American people and all over the world. Okay. It is nasty, very, very nasty. And the whole Haitians are eating their dogs and cats and all that silliness, and they are doubling down on it when they know that it's a lie. It is a lie. Okay. The woman has come out and said that she made a mistake. She should have never said it. It was a lie. It was something she heard, and she couldn't even prove that it was true, and it's not true. And I just put a video out of the woman that was eating the doggone cat. That's an American woman. It's not a Haitian woman. So now you want to talk about, gathering up all the immigrants and sending them back. You don't even know who's here illegal to even go that route. So what's next on the line when you gather up all the immigrants? You just gonna randomly knock on people's doors and tell them, oh, I need to see your birth certificate? If you're not white, what are we doing? Hello? And all these black people that are voting for this man, y'all need to wake the hell up. Okay? Wake your ass up. Because this is ridiculous. This man is a pure racist. And he's nasty. And so is JD Vance. Now, I'm getting pissed off about it because my husband just showed me a little nasty video that JD Vance did, and I'll do something with that tomorrow. But this is ridiculous. This is pure racism that we're dealing with. We are going backwards. This man gets elected. I'm telling y'all right now, for real, y'all need to have your shit in order, because this man has lost his everlasting mind. And y'all can come over here and tell me I'm crazy, whatever. I'm telling you right now, this is irritating. It's irritating, and it brings high anxiety to people, just like to the Haitian people. You're causing conflict and all kind of mess over there in little town Springfield, and you lie, and you know that you are lying. What delegates told this JD Vance about people eating cats and dogs? Who told him that? Name them. The governor of Ohio, who happens to be a Republican, came out and said it's not true. It is not true. And if it were, talk to the governor. The governor is the one that's supposed to handle the business in his state. He has the means to get streets built in Springfield, Ohio, because the Biden administration has given money to every freaking state if they want to do something with their state. He's giving money because they building highways, homes. I can't tell you how many homes they building out here. It's ridiculous. And houses, homes, everything. The teachers, they gave the teachers $3,000. I told y'all this. Do not fall for this bull crap on what the administration, the Biden administration is not doing. They are doing a lot, and they have done a lot. Go do your damn research. So this is what I'm going to read to you right now, because it makes me furious too, sweet potato. It irritates me. It irritates me that people do not do their research. They just hear little sound bites because they're too damn lazy. And I'm talking about black people. You're too lazy to go over there and read for yourself and get the understanding of what's happening with this administration. This administration is doing a lot. They have to go back and recoup all the bull crap that Donald Trump did with his erasing having ass. And then you're going to sit up here and talk about, you don't talk about what happened in C-19. The man killed 1 million people. But you want to blame everybody else. This man does not take accountability for anything that he does. Nothing that he does. And he just spews lies. He doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have one. He just basically said it during the debate. And then he wants to blame the commentators, the moderators. Oh, they're bullying me. Bullying you? Bullying you? You are the biggest bully. Anyway, back to this threat on this man's life. Iran threat prompt more security at Trump rally as officials warn of potential for copycats attacks. Okay, so a threat on Donald Trump's life from Iran prompted additional security in the days before Saturday's campaign rally, but it was unrelated to the assassination attempt on the Republican president nominee, two U.S. officials said Tuesday. And we're talking about he already had one prior. So they already know what's going on. They understand. They know. They're not going to always tell you. You got to dig this stuff up. When I tell you I heard about this earlier this year, about the assassination, about the bounty on his head. I read about it in January of this year. Excuse me while I turn on my fan. The National Security Council spokesman, Adrian Watson, said officials have been tracking Iranian threats against Trump administration officials for years. Dating back to the last administration, Trump ordered the 2020 killing of Qasem Soleimani, who led the Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps force. These threats arise from Iran's desire to seek revenge for the killing of Qasem Soleimani. We consider this a national and homeland security matter of the highest priority. Okay, so so let me think before I speak. Okay, so in my opinion, Donald Trump is, he has issues. He's going to have issues. It's a $3 million bounty on his head from someone in Iran. It's $3 million. We're not going to talk about the people, this man that just did this assassination attempt on him today. I don't know. It could be related to that. I'm not sure. Learning to Love Myself said, I think he owes Russia a lot of money. So this man, he's playing Russian roulette. Okay. He's playing Russian roulette. It's not a game. This politics stuff it's not a game. Anybody that gets out here and read and look at a lot of documentaries, you'll understand. And I'm telling y'all, when I give you a documentary, when I mention a documentary for you all to go watch, I'm not telling you that because, it was such a good movie or a good doc. It's real stuff. that's going on out there that a lot of us ignore. A lot of people ignore. I don't ignore the stuff though, but a lot of people ignore it. When I told you to go watch the grab will tell you what's going on and why Russia wanted to invade. I can't even think right now. I'm so irritated. Wanted to invade. Can't even think of the name of the doggone place. Hey, Norris. So anyway, so this is what Ukraine. Thank you. So this is why Russia wanted to invade the Ukraine. It has a lot to do about taking over all of Europe's food source. And it's a big deal. Go watch the movie, The Grab. Go watch the documentary, The Grab. And you'll understand what's going on. Or you could just research it yourself. It's just that easy. It's not difficult to do the research. It's not. There's a lot of information out there about what is going on. When I say that, in my opinion, Donald Trump does not need to be running for president right now. He shouldn't be running. He should lead the country like he said he's going to do. If he loses, then he needs to go ahead and do that. Leave. Okay? And go into hiding or whatever. Because the one thing about those Iranian people, they're not playing. And it doesn't matter. Because they have martyrs and everything. They will literally find a way. They're going to find a way. This is not going to be the last one. Okay? That's my opinion. I knew it when that little boy got up on that doggone, on that mantle or whatever that was. He got up there and called himself trying to unalive this man. I don't believe that was real. I believe that was a set up. That is my opinion. I don't believe he was shot. I think he missed on purpose. That is my opinion. Okay? That was a scare tactic for this man. That's my opinion. Okay? And you're right, sweet potato. These people are not these are not his friends. No one likes this man. What's her name got right up there? Kamala Harris got there and told no one likes you. No one likes you. So you can imagine how many of those people are sending someone out. We don't know what's going on because they're not going to tell us everything. I can tell you that Obama had threats. You know how I know? Because I called Homeland Security when Obama was president. Because at the time I was working in retail and a crazy man walked up to me and started shouting. This was 2 days before 9/11. And a man came up to me while I was working and he literally said to me, "Are you voting for Obama?" And I said, "Well, I am." I don't have no issues telling you, yes, I am. That man basically was making threats. Okay. And he was not American. He was making threats. And he was walking around in the store, stopping everybody, different people. And he was making threats to the point that people had to call the management of the store we were in and have him pulled and escort him out. I told my mom. My mama said, call Homeland Security. I called Homeland Security. The woman told me, she said, Obama gets threats every single day. Every day. And she said, unfortunately, we can't get to them all. And we have to weed these people out. We have to, do our research and figure out who this person is. That woman asked me what store I was in, the location of the store. And I gave her all that information. They came up and they pulled cameras. They pulled video. They talked to everybody, the management and stuff. This is serious. So Donald Trump thinks it's a game though. That's his problem. Now, JD Vance was interviewed about the Haitians, saying that he got the information from his people that he worked with or whatever, and they told him that this is a true story, whatever, then he finds out that it's fake. But he said, well, sometimes you just got to make stuff up. Now they're over there in Ohio, Springfield, Ohio, with these innocent people being blamed for eating cats and dogs when it's not true. The man that was walking with the geese, and don't send me no more messages. Don't even comment on it. Don't send it to me. I'm just gonna block you. That's all that's gonna happen. And you don't have to come back over here and comment on anything, baby. I don't care. Don't comment. Don't tell me that this is a true story, because it's not, because you are not doing your research. I cannot tell you how many comments somebody has told me that it is a true story. It's not true. It's not true. So now Lord Luminasty behind that trash bag. Yeah, that trash bag. So now you have people in this small town being harassed and bullied, just like Trump wanted. You repeat something, and the people that's supposed to be helping you, your campaign people, don't even tell you the truth. Now, if you want everybody to come together, right, you wouldn't be putting out this racist rhetoric. And then if anybody sit over here and say he not racist, then something is wrong with you. For real. Or you think it can't happen to you. That's just the beginning. It's the beginning of the end. If we allow this man to get his butt up there in office, and you don't get out there and vote, and you allow this man to get in office, they are going to come for everybody that don't look like them. And that's real talk. I was talking about this before I got home. I went out to dinner with my husband, had a conversation. Somebody overheard our conversation, and a young white man, he said, that's exactly what's going to happen. Everyone that doesn't look like them, they are going to be knocking at your door. That's the domino effect of all the mess. They're going to be knocking at your door. And all you think it's a joke. This man is he already said he wanted to be a dictator. He already said it. I'm going to be a dictator. If you don't think that's not what he's going to do, you are crazy out your everlasting mind. It's not a game. It's not funny. And this is just Trump. This is just what he does. And this is just what he says. No, sweetheart. No. He's going to sit up there like he's a king. And some of y'all want him to be king. I think it's sick. But this is a democracy. America cannot allow someone to sit up there and change the Constitution to become a dictator. We fought wars for democracy. That's why we go to war. To free other countries, so other countries can have democracy. That's why we go. You think it's not so we can allow dictators to stay in place? They go and take out dictators. This is what we fighting wars for. He did fund the HBCUs. I need you, D, I need you to go look up what he did. He funded them, but then what he did was he found a way to erase the money that he gave to the HBCUs. So it was like not funding them at all. And if you over here, brand new, you can subscribe to this channel, or you, matter of fact, can message me on my IG and I'll give you the information about what he did. This man didn't fund no HBCUs. It's a lie. But you know who did? You know who did? You need to focus on the Biden administration and go look what Joe Biden did. Joe Biden gave $7.4 billion to HBCUs. Go look that up. Okay? Go look that up. Thank you, Blessings. Go look that up. That's what Joe Biden did. Funded the HBCUs. Right now, they don't even want you to have an education, D. They don't even want you to have an education. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I'm not sure. But you go look that up. Don't let these people just tell you and fill your head up with a bunch of... Research everybody. Research both sides. You can go to type in Kamala's administration. What is Kamala doing for America or for black people? Since y'all think don't nobody do anything for black people. I mean, I hear this all the time. What are they doing for black people? What are you doing for your god doggone selves? What are you doing for yourself? I'm gonna talk about that on another day. But what you have to do is go do your research. Type in what is Kamala Harris, or what has Kamala Harris done for black? And you're going to see a list of things. What is Kamala Harris' plan? You're going to see a list of things. You just get on that government website and you'll find it, and it's going to tell you. Do not allow people to sit up there. Just don't be sitting here looking at headlines, okay? And just sitting up there watching TikTok all doggone day and having somebody tell you something because you don't want to research yourself. I'm telling you, do your own research. This election is serious, okay? It is not a joke. It's very serious. I appreciate you being here, Blessings. Thank you for subbing. Learn to Love Myself says Biden has given more to HBCUs than any president. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, Sweet Potato said people saying God sent him, not my God. He is sponsored. No, God didn't send him. God did not send Donald Trump anywhere. He didn't send, or maybe he did. He sent him here so we can understand and wake the hell up. You know, maybe it's a wake up call for people who do not understand, you know, or want to ignore what we're dealing with in this country. Maybe he did. Wake up. Didn't Spike Lee used to always say that at the end of all his movies? Wake up. You know? I'll drop the link if anybody want to come up, because I'm just going on a tirade tonight. I am just irritated. And I'm irritated because there's just so much going on, and all the rhetoric and all the racist rhetoric. And then I'm looking at people of color that's sitting there cheering on this man because they need a tax break. I don't see no other reason as to why any person of color would vote for a man who is blatantly racist in your face. He is in your face racist. Telling you to your face, I don't like you. But if you vote for me, just, you know, what will it hurt you to vote for me? You people, you know your schools are bad. And black folks say, like, they sure are. They sure. Well, I'm not part of the Democratic slave trade anymore. You know how stupid that sounds? Lord Jesus, I've just never even seen anything like it. The evangelical is the reason why Trump came into power. They wanted to overturn Roe versus Wade. Yep. Hi, Blessings. How are you?
Hey, girl. I love you.
Ooh, I can't hear you. Let me
Um,
mute myself because last time they said it was good. Can you hear me? Go ahead and say.
I might be going in and out. I might have to put my earpiece in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What were you saying? I'm
Is it
sorry.
better?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh God, I can't.
If anybody's out there listening, let me know if you can hear echo or not. If you hear echo, let me know. So then I'll just mute my mic, and Miss Blessings can speak. Because I can't hear it now. But we can hear you. I'm not sure if you're talking, but now we can. Okay. Let's see. We have amazing families here from other countries that are blessings, hardworking families working together, opening small businesses, amazing, caring to families and friends. Yes, there are amazing and hard workers that come to this country. These people are not coming here because, you know, no, I can't. Blessings, can you hear me? Miss Blessing, if you can hear me, try to log off. Oh, yeah, try to log off and come back in. Oh, yeah, we couldn't hear her. I'm going to drop this link. So yeah, so people come here, immigrants come here, and they come here, first of all, for the freedom and democracy. Number one. Number two, they come here because they, people believe in this country and they want to have the same dreams and hopes like everyone else. And they only think of America as being that hope and that dream of becoming, successful. Because in a lot of countries, they don't have those same opportunities, but that we have them here. So this is why they come, and they work hard, and they stay out of the they stay to themselves a lot of the times. Legal ones, and ones who just come here, and they may not be legal, but they come here and they don't put themselves out there. They don't commit crimes like that. They don't. They're not coming here or raping your women and coming out of asylums and stuff. They're not doing it. That's not true. It is not true. All you have to do is look it up. It is not true. They are the people that illegal immigrants that come here do not commit those kind of crimes. It is very few, far in between. Americans commit more crimes than people that come here illegally. They do. It is a lie. Donald Trump is evil and he's hateful. And for him to say that is because you're scaring these people, that just think they're just coming to take over their jobs. And half of these people, trust me. Have you seen some of these people that are complaining about immigration? Do they work or do they just live off the system? Stop complaining. Stop complaining. This country is big enough to hold millions of people. America is not a small country. The United States is not small. Somebody put on my comment section and said, most Haitians that I know vote Republican. I don't know anything about that. I ain't doing any research on that, but that's possible. So I guess this person was trying to say, why would he do this? Why would he push these people aside? Because these people, why would he say these type of things about these people? Because most of them vote Republicans. And the person said, we're down in Florida anyway, which is possible, So, but I don't know anything about that. So I just go to say, thank you, Miss Blessings. I sound like you was about to say something really, really nice if you still here. Yeah, mine is different. So I don't have StreamYard because StreamYard now is costing $44 a month, and I'm not doing that. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But I sound like you was about to say something really nice and kind, and I so appreciate you being here. But I can drop the link again and you can try again because we could hear you. Actually, we could hear you. I just yes, it's $44. That's too much. They don't even have all the additives that I have over here on this little thing. Sometimes people have a hard time logging because they don't understand it, but it's pretty simple. I'll drop the link again. If you want to come up, you can, and say whatever you need to say and say how you feel, because over here I allow people to come over here and say whatever they feel without being rude and nasty, right? So that being said, let me drop this link for you. And if anyone else want to come up, you're more than welcome to come up, speak your mind, because we are in a trying time right now. And it's very difficult. I have to turn off the internet sometimes and just not even read and listen to the rhetoric that Fox News pushes, that Donald Trump pushes, that JD Vance pushes. I try not to listen to it because it's infuriating to me. This woman, why is it that she has to explain herself all the time? I had a family member tell me that someone she knows said that they're not really getting into politics like that, but they need to figure out what Kamala Harris is doing. what is she doing? I don't know what is she doing. I said, it's easy just to research it. And why is it always, I don't think she's really fit. But you think Donald Trump is fit? I'm trying to figure it out. You think Donald Trump is fit though? So it's okay for him to get out here and do the things that he says and do. But Kamala Harris is giving you a plan. If I hear one more time somebody sit there and say, "Oh, she don't have a plan. Oh, she's not explaining it good enough. She's not smart enough." I don't understand. Oh, she DEI. Donald Trump is DEI. If anybody is DEI, it's Donald Trump. He's DEI. Okay. I don't know how that man, that's DEI, baby. As a matter of fact, that is when you got so much money and you've been on television. You don't know anything about the government. You don't know anything about politics, and you run for office and you make it. You know what that is? That's called white privilege. That's what it's called. So he has white privilege. He don't even have to explain himself because he doesn't have a plan. Remember, I have a concept. What's your concept? You were in office for 4 years, and you literally sit there and said that you was gonna build a wall. You're gonna drill, baby, drill. People in manufacturing jobs lost their jobs because of Donald Trump. You can go look that up. Go look that up. Okay. You sit over here. You talk about getting rid of Obamacare. That never happened. And then you're gonna sit up there on that debate stage and say it was so bad. It was just too bad. It was too bad. But I decided to let it just be right where it stay there. I decided to do it. You ain't decide anything. You didn't do anything, Donald Trump. You didn't do anything. What you did is you got rid of the infectious disease team because it was costing too much money from what you said. And then you try to erase everything Obama did. But you got to ride off for 2 years off of what Obama did, building this country back after how Bush messed it up. Okay? That's what you did. Hello? Hey.
Hey.
Oh my God, you're so pretty.
Oh,
how you
this
doing?
Is so different.
It is different. But it's cheaper.
I feel you on that one. Look, I feel you because I just paid $44. I just upgraded mine.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I get it. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But I there's an echo, and I don't have nothing
it is
else
echo.
on. I don't have my TV.
It's not you, it's me. So I'm gonna mute myself and go ahead and say what you have to say.
Okay, is this better? Can you hear me? You can hear me? Yeah, I just think that, you know, I don't care if you're a rep or a dim. The point is that you have to do what's right for the country. You have to do what's safely. You have to vote and you have to take this stuff seriously. Crump I call him Crump, and I'm sorry if you are a rep, but I do call him Crump because he is not. He's looking at division. What he's doing is division. He's a little child in a grown body, a elder body. He's our elders, you guys. He's of sickness. He's something's not right, if you ask me. And the thing is, because he likes division. He likes to tell people, um he likes to say things that's gonna cause chaos. And at the end of the day, it's like we have to really look at what our community is going through, what our children are gonna go through, our grandchildren.
I can't hear you. Oh, hold on. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. I don't know if we lost signal or what. All Trump did for 4 years is show up for work at 11 a.m. and watch faux news or play golf. If Obama played golf, more Ron Hannity and I don't know who that is, all whined about it. Exactly. Exactly. She fell off because I don't know, it's by a signal. But she's right. She's right. We this is not a joke. And we have to take this serious. This is a very I don't know, it's detrimental to this country. It's detrimental to people of color. These people, if you can recall when Trump was in office the first time, hey, Marcella, thank you. And Linda, hi. When he was in office, they felt boldened. They felt like they could just talk to you any kind of way. It was people were just rude. People are rude now. They're angry. They're mad. Right? When you have someone walking around talking about, oh, this country is gloom and doom all the time. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that. You have a person, a 78-year-old man. Now, if you want to complain about Joe Biden being too old, Donald Trump is too old. He can't keep a thought. I can't imagine him sitting down with his diaper on, smelling like nasty ass, and sitting over there talking to a dignitary from a whole nother country. Okay. And smelling like he smell. And now this is just people say he has an odor. People say he has an odor.
Oh
Hey.
Lord. Hey girl.
You doing okay? You're
Okay.
pretty. You got a pretty smile.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm about to go into. I don't know. Do you think it's different?
It is different. Let me see if I can. There you go. Is that
Oh,
better?
okay. Yeah, that's me dog. So I can get dog other things. But uh,
You sound kind of staticky there. Hold on.
can you hear me now?
I can, but it's a little bit of a static, but that's okay. Go ahead and say what you have to say.
Yeah,
You don't hear
I'm
the
dropping
answers
my
right now,
son
do
off
you?
to. No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. But I just think that he's a cruel man. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rev. I think that he's a cruel man. And I don't care if you're a Rev or if you're a Dim. The point is that you guys got a cruel person on this earth that's looking at the vision. He's doing the vision. He's caught wherever he's at. There's a somebody is perishing. They're passing away. Wherever he's at, my best friend passed away under his presidency. He is responsible for he's responsible for 1/9. He's responsible because he got the blueprint. They told him the blueprint before they left office. And he got the blueprint, but he threw it away because of his pride and his ignorance and his prejudice. And it's like if you wouldn't have thrown it away, if you would have listened, at least we would have prevented so many people from passing, you know? And the stuff is still going on. You told people to drink, um, what was it? Um, 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 bleach
Bleach,
to get it out
Clorox.
there. Yeah, he told them to drink bleach and Clorox. Like, how you gonna tell somebody put that in their organs? We're not just beautiful on the outside. We're also beautiful on the inside. Bless you, son. I'm dropping my son off at his girlfriend's house. So
Okay.
it's like you've got to be careful of who you vote for. He
Right.
doesn't have a plan, you guys. Rep, he doesn't have a plan. If he had a plan, then he has a plan. I wouldn't have no fight in this fight. I wouldn't have no bite in this fight, I should say. If
Yeah.
he actually had a plan, I wouldn't have no fight in this fight. But he has no plan. He has no plan of making sure that our gas prices are low, that our gas prices are low, that our home, bless you, honey, that our home interest rate low, that our home insurance are low,
Miss
that our
Blessing,
insurance, people, I live in California. Uh-huh.
we hear static. You have an earpiece on or something?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, move it around or something because it's like a lot of static.
Yes. Girl, no, I'm in the car and I'm just driving. I'm right here, but it's probably my headset. Girl, these Apple headsets, y'all don't waste your time on them. Don't waste your money because they don't stand still. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but we can hear the static. You can,
Can you hear me?
if you want it, I can hear you.
Okay, let me see if I take it
Take
off.
it off.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, because I'm afraid if I take it off, it's going to go into my car and I know you're going to hear static. Um, okay, so anyways, I enjoyed your broadcast. I am a new subscriber. I shared it already, and I'm here. I'm here for you. So
Thank you so
I'm
much.
a supporter.
Thank you. I
That's it.
appreciate
That's
that.
all. You're welcome. I have my little opinions, but please y'all don't get mad at me. I just have my opinion. You know,
Absolutely, and you are
what you guys.
absolutely entitled to your opinion. I mean, I say things sometimes and that people don't agree with me, and that's fine. We're not all supposed to agree with each other, but what you're saying, I totally agree with. So, I mean, Donald Trump is. I mean, this is serious, and I try to tell this to everybody. I talk to everybody when I'm out and about. I talk to everybody. I can't tell you how many young black people just feel like Donald Trump. Uh, oh, that's way better. How people don't want to uh even listen, or they don't believe in, hey Mel, they don't believe in um the government. So we have a lot of young people that are voting age. Oh, I don't believe in that. And it's like these people are trying to take away your rights to vote.
A
They're
girl.
literally out here trying to take redlining us. They're redlining people. What are you talking about? Don't give them water. Don't do this. Don't do this. All these rules all of a sudden, you know. And it's just a hot. It's crazy, and it's crazy when you talk
And
about.
wherever there's the internet, there's a narrative.
Yes,
And wherever there's a narrative, people gonna believe. As long as you say some shat, you know what I'm saying.
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I forgot the flowers. My son is trying to get his girlfriend some flowers. Um, wherever I'm gonna go down here and you can get her some flowers. Wherever there's him, wherever there's the internet, there's some shat. You know what I'm saying? And people like to create their own narrative. And it's not, you gotta think. You gotta think. Because I don't want my grandkids. I don't want them I don't, I want them to be able to walk to school. I want them to be able to go to college and walk around campus or go through their neighborhoods and feel safe. Hello? Can you hear me? Am I still staticky? I can't hear her. I can't hear you. Are you muted?
My bad. Helen, I'm sorry.
I'm,
Yeah, I
I'm
was
like, is
muted.
she muted?
So, so
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So what I'm saying, yeah, it's still staticky, but I'm sure people can get the gist because I can hear what you're saying, and I know they can too. It's just static in it.
Yeah, we have to make sure that our black and brown children are safe. And what you guys got to understand is that they are trying to exempt us from this environment because they're coming at, what is it, extinct?
Extinct, yes.
Because a lot, yeah, they're coming extinct because a lot of their kids are liking of black and brown kids, and they're engaging with one another. They're going to the same schools with one another. Everybody is able to afford to do these things now in the black and brown community, or even in college. So now it's like, how did a black family end up in the White House? Because they're educated. And that's what their goal was, or that was their dream. How can you know, how a girl, they're trying to banned us, and that's why they don't want no more abortion. Excuse AD. I'm sorry, AD. They don't want no more ADs, no matter who is impregnating the child or the grown woman, because they're trying to keep their their race intact. And that's it. That's my thing. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But that's what I think. Like, you guys see that this country is becoming a mixed country. These kids are interacting. They're interacting. It's very much, it's no more division. It's, you have black and brown, you have black, brown, and Caucasian, Persians, Jews, Egyptians. And they're all in the same schools now. And they all like each other. They're all inviting each other to each other's homes. You're gonna see a black child, a brown child, and a Persian, Egyptian, or a Jewish home. And they're gonna love up on your child. They're gonna protect your child. And that's what these people are trying to do. They're trying to stop this because it becomes a tragedy for them, if you ask me.
No.
It becomes a tragedy
Yeah.
because now they have to figure out, how did, I'm just going to say her first name, how did Candace get to that level?
Who?
See where I'm coming from? She, I don't want to say her full name, because I don't know if your channel gets struck or not. So I'm just, your chat can put her name in there.
Candace. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is that she has mixed children. She can, don't get it twisted, she may be the next female black president.
For them, yeah.
Kamala, yeah, for them. Kamala is opening up some doors. You know what I'm saying? So we never know. And her children are mixed. Her children know who Jay-Z and Beyonce are. They, you know what I'm saying? They know Kanye West's children. These are mixed kids that love, and they don't see no color line. So that's why people got to open their eyes. That's one of the biggest reasons why they're trying to do this AD, thing.
Yeah.
They're trying to remove it, no matter who you get pregnant by, even if it's from your uncle, your daddy, your brother. As long as you have that Caucasian child, that's all they want. They want reproduction.
That's right. It's called birth girth.
There you go.
That's what
There
it's
you
called.
go. I don't know what words to say on your chat, so I don't
Yeah.
want to,
That's what it is.
I'm protecting your channel. But yeah, it's like that. So people gotta open up their eyes when they see this stuff. You gotta see what's really going on. My son needs an education. I hate the fact that we have to give our kids different names outside of their black name in order for them to get a freaking scholarship or a degree or accepted into a school, because it doesn't even matter if I wanted to name my son Daniel and his dad was no, we're not naming him Daniel. That's a Hispanic. You know what? You know who's growing right now? Them. And I'm not mad at them because I got friends and I love them to death. And they good workers, they're hard workers, and I welcome them. Period. They gonna do things I wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? I love my sweet corn. I love it when they come down the street and they whistling that bell and they have some sweet corn and elotes. That's what they're called. I love me some elotes. You ain't gonna find our people out there selling elotes on the street. You ain't gonna find our people selling fruit on the street. You ain't gonna find our people getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning fixing breakfast burritos. I'm being honest. We need them. We need them. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I get up and I pay $11 for 2 breakfast burritos. And I appreciate my Latino friend who makes them. I'm a consistent buyer from him. My kids love it. I support him. I get fruit. I buy the elotes when they come around. You want to know why? Because they get their asses up and they get out there and they hustle. I'm not mad at them. Period, point blank. I go and I get my nails done. Even though we could do our own nails, I like to be pampered. I like to be pampered. So at the end of the day, we have to see, we have to really look at what this food is trying to do.
I know.
And there's nothing wrong by you being pampered. There's nothing wrong by you having somebody else do your nails versus you doing your nails and your toes. You work every day out the week.
Yes.
Have money, go get your stuff. You work every day out the week. 5 days to 6 days out the week. Sometimes people work overtime, that's 7 days. Pamper yourself. Who's gonna pamper you? Who's gonna pamper you?
Hold on.
Coming from? So don't sit up here. People gotta stop sitting up here and say, in the name of the Father, the Holy Spirit. I don't like what he's saying, and just trust and believe. I don't care if you're a rep or a DM. The point is that you need to vote for what's right.
Right.
Vote for your children. Vote because we're almost out of here. We got what, 40, maybe 50 years left? Maybe. We're almost out of here. So we have to really vote. We're voting for our generation. Vote for your generation. Vote for your kids, your grandkids. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. If your grandchild or your young child gets FA by their family member, you're going to want to prosecute them to the fullest. But guess what? You can't. You will not be able to because he chose to have it this way.
Right.
I'm gonna drop down. I know you have somebody else. I talked too long, and I do apologize. You
That's
guys have
okay.
a good evening. I'm gonna be in the chat listening. My son, I gotta make sure he gets the right line. He wants to get his girlfriend some red roses.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
I wanna, girl. I'm like, boy, you too young. He only 16, girl. But at the end of the day, thank you for letting me up on your platform. Thank you for letting me have having a voice. I will share this, and I am here to support you.
Thank you so
Okay?
much. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
You have a
Stay
channel?
blessed. Yes, it's Bless Me Hot Topics.
Bless Me
This
Hot
is my
Topics.
name.
Okay. I'm gonna look it
Bless
up
Me
and I'll
Hot
drop the
Topics.
link. I appreciate you. Thank you so
All
much.
right. All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So Miss Blessings, Hot Topics. She has a channel. Let me look her channel real quick. So, and she's telling the truth, right? She's speaking words of wisdom there because she's absolutely right. We have to look out. This election is for the future. Okay. Like she said, we probably have 40, 50 years here left if we're blessed. Okay. But you have to think about your children. And I said this before, you got to think about your children and your grandchildren and your children's children. This is their future that you are protecting, right? And so this is the reason why you have to that we this is the reason why we need to get out there and start doing our own research, as a community, whether we're black, white, Asian, whatever, as a community, we need to really do our research and not allow faux news or anyone like that to come in and say all the nonsense that they're saying. It's all nonsense. And it's nasty rhetoric. The rhetoric is insane right now. I don't even think Trump had rhetoric like this before. So for them to have a hit out on him right now, I'm not surprised, right? And whoever this man was that wanted to try to take him out this time, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because it's so much vitriol and it's so much hatred and it's nasty. It's nasty, nasty, nasty. And when you have someone like Laura Loomer sitting there running her mouth and saying, oh, the White House is going to smell like curry, that's nasty and that's racist. And for Donald Trump to have someone racist that sit up on his platform the way he does, that lets me know that he's a racist too. And I said it. He's racist. Hey, Mel, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
No, and I was I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with the other caller too. I do.
Yeah.
Hmm. I do. You know what? For me, I just hope that he's just doing. In my opinion, I feel like he's doing a lot of stunts. When I heard that this happened, because I really didn't believe, you know, the last one, but I know the person passed away, unfortunately. Um, I just hope that he doesn't all these pow pow attempts, that this doesn't lead to sympathy votes. I don't want nobody out here thinking that he's some kind of truth
Martyr
sayer.
for the people.
Say it again. What you say?
A martyr. However
Martyr.
you
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah, because the simple fact is the man never served his country, not even when he was in office. Simple fact is when he was leaving, he tried to tear down the country. So he can't be rewarded just because people, allegedly are trying to take him out. I think the simple fact is he loves that kind of energy, and you really have to know about the law of oh my gosh, what is it? Cause and effect, basically, where when you put out this energy, take it by force, do whatever you want, anger, 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 meanness and meanness and meanness. Well, you're going to get that right back on you.
Right.
He think he's inciting the people to go against his enemies. But what's happening now in 2024, unlike in 2020, whatever the time when they tried to take over the Capitol, is that they now trying to attack him. Before he thought all this garbage he was speaking before was going towards his enemies. Now it's coming back on him.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not surprised by what's happening to him because it's all I'm a big believer what you put out, you get back. And the
Hmm.
energy that you put out, we talk about this all the time, Mel. I believe in the universe and how it just circulates energy all the time.
Hmm.
And this man, the vitriol and the nasty, because he thinks it's funny. I don't, and maybe he feels like that, maybe he doesn't. I don't know because they sit up there. Some people sit and say, "Oh, he's not like that for real. He's a nice guy. He loves the people. Trump don't love anybody but himself." And when his family comes out and says those type of things, that no one loves him, his own family says that this man only loves himself, his own family, you
I
know.
believe that. I believe it
And
very much so.
yeah, because he
Oh
talks
yeah.
about himself in third person all the time. Like,
Hmm.
who does that? A narcissist,
Right.
who's never wrong, always right, and how he saved the people. He saved black colleges. He saved black people. He's the one only gave black. He's been the best president since Lincoln for the black people.
He couldn't even save his friends. The simple fact is, when he was in office last time, everybody who supported him went to prison for the most part. So, for me, that's what's a little troubling for me, that these people out here like, oh, we got to give him another chance. But he already had a chance. People passed away. Hundreds of thousands of people passed away. And then most of the people who supported him and who was, just excited, all very, very excited when he was getting office the last time. Most of those people don't have immunity. They've been brought up on charges. Them going out publicly, that the people that was in his party and his cabinet, they say, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. So if you don't want to believe anybody else, believe the people who worked with him for 4 years.
Yeah. That's what you need to believe.
You do that. You got to believe those books, believe those charges, believe everything that's happened with the people he worked with in his last time in office. 9 times out of 10, most of those people, voting for Kamala Harris.
I'm trying to hold on for a second. I'm trying to find her thing. I don't know what's going on with my thing. I tried to drop it in the link over here, but it's not working. So,
What happened?
um, the Miss Blessings who was speaking,
Hmm.
she has a channel and it's called Blessing Hot Topics and Good Folks. Oh, and the Good Folks. That's cute. So I'm trying to drop her link. It's
Mm.
nice. I'm gonna drop it in my chat.
Community wall
Huh?
on the community wall.
Oh, I could do that, huh?
Hmm.
I can drop it in there too. But I'm gonna subscribe to it. All right. So hold on, maybe I can do it again. I'm so child. Forget me. But go ahead, Mel. Keep talking, please.
Keep on talking.
Yeah, just keep talking.
Well, no, I just like I said, I just think that I don't know. I hope that this doesn't. I feel like he's doing a lot of different stunts, a lot of different tricks, and at the end of the day,
Yes.
it's going to be okay. But nobody should be caught up in all his stunts, basically.
No, you should be caught up in his stunts.
Mm-mm.
This you should. We already know who he is. I find it very interesting when the people sit there and on the on the Fox, right? And they call Kamala stupid. They saw these nasty things. I was watching when one girl was up there windmilling for Trump, some girl, and she says, um, Kamala Harris, uh, Putin is endorsing Kamala Harris. Now, girl, come on now, please. It is so far fetched and it's so stupid. And I'm sitting here going, are they serious? Like the lady was saying, well, that's not true. I mean, it's just not true. But you have so many people, and they get millions and millions of people that watch. I was watching a panel. You know how they do a poll or a panel when they talk to people, a town meeting or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and they had an older white man that served in the military, but he was older. He had to be like almost 70. They had a young white guy who probably was in his early 20s, mid 20s. They had a Hispanic woman, or not Hispanic, but Latina woman, um, late 40s, early 50s, a business owner. They had a young black man who served in the military, and they had a 17-year-old girl, white girl on there. And this is in Pennsylvania. And the lady was asking them questions, and what I was so like listening to these people. Now, the young man, the young white guy, first he said he's not a Trump supporter. He didn't vote for Donald Trump. He's not going to vote for Donald Trump. And then he goes on to talk, and then he says that he's voting for, and that's why I'm voting for Donald Trump. So he messed up and put his whole foot in his mouth. The Latina woman, which I was so surprised, said that, well, I'm not that surprised. She don't agree with some of the stuff that he says. Here comes the excuse. I don't agree with some of the things that he does and says, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
and I am concerned about women's rights. But my business did well under Trump when he was in office. Girl, when for the first 2 years because everything was shut down the last year. So what are you talking
Right.
about?
Right.
So stop. And when your business did good, those 2 years that he was in office, that was because of Obama's administration and what
Mm-hmm.
Obama put into place. Trump did nothing but come in and erase all of that. So you cannot say that you did good those 4 years he was in office because a lot of the times he was shut down. So say those lies for somebody who don't know. Okay. And then she sat there and she was such a contradiction. And then you have the black dude. He's going out saying all this. This dude was just talking like he was in La La Land. And then he says, the Haitians are over there eating cats and dogs. And the older white man said, that's not true. Then he says, well, Kamala, you know, I've never known her to be black. And she's never said that she was black. She always said that she was Indian. That older white man said that's not true. So, and you could tell that that man did his research just by the way the older white guy, by the way he was speaking, he did his research. Literally, I was like, I was blown, I was blown away by because you could hear him. You could the way he was speaking, you knew he did his research, and but he's older and wiser, right? The young white girl, 17 years old, she made more sense than the other three. And she was like, I'm not voting for Donald Trump because I wouldn't dare vote for him because I'm worried about democracy and I'm worried about women's rights. Everything else will fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
17. So when and you the young black dude, I was like, I can tell this dude, he doesn't do his research. He doesn't research. He just goes off of sound bites or TikTok, and then I don't know, he probably eat a gummy now and then. Because the way he was talking, he was just, he was not all there all the time. You could just tell he was just rambling on, rambling on, rambling on. He wasn't saying much. It was like talking in circles. But that older white man, I was like, see, this is right here. This man don't have to vote for Kamala, but he did his research and he knows what she's about. And he said, I will be voting for her because her policy, she came up with policies, and I believe in a woman's right to choose. Now, the Latina woman was sitting down there. I believe in a woman's right to choose,
No, you
but I'm
don't.
voting for Donald Trump. No, you don't.
Mm-hmm. No, you
Because
don't.
you're worried about your money more so than you're worried about democracy and freedom. And right now, freedom, your freedom is on the line.
And you can't,
This
and
is
you can't,
real.
yeah, and you can't make money when you're not free.
Exactly.
So that, I mean,
Exactly.
that should be a T-shirt. The simple fact is, I was just watching Janet Jackson. I was watching the Jacksons, one of the little documentaries, and Mama Jackson. What was Miss Catherine Jackson? She said, when me and my husband went to Indiana at that time, the banks didn't allow black people to get loans, so we had to scrimp and save, and because I was sort of watching the Michael Jackson. I was watching the history of that family, and said we had to scrimp and save to get the small little house, and we had to pay cash and full for it all together. We didn't have the luxury because we were black to go to the bank and get these different programs, loans, grants, stuff like that. So that is exactly what I think that some of these sort of Trump supporters that have been targeted for the past couple of years need to understand. Just because you're doing good in your mind right now does not mean that this man can't make it hard for you in 2025. That
Right.
if he's going to, if it's a chance, if there's a chance to choose between, I think they even had a study in California where they said most African American people can't open stores because there was this whole movement after, oh my gosh, after the Rodney King moment and all the riots, and they talked about the people were frustrated for years and years that they lived all their lives, and they had difficulty opening up a gym, opening up a store, and they had to go into these different stores that were owned by different people, God bless them, but they were microaggressing them down to the bone, and they felt like they lived in the community for over 60 years, and here they come in, and these people are not showing them respect. And that's been the running theme throughout a lot of communities. Now, we can't blame that on any party, but it's there. Do I think Donald Trump is going to fix it? No, I think he'll make it worse. The simple fact is, in his party, he had people who looked at him almost like Jesus. And I hate to even use that word, connect to him, but they made him look like almost like God to them. And a lot of those people end up getting a lot of consequences. He pushed them out in front in those 4 years, and they don't have a presidential immunity. So now they looking like they got egg on their face. The what's his name? Giuliani, the other one, this one, that one. So many of them have gone down. He's been the Teflon Don. He's not been touched. And a lot of them say, you know what? Because we done business with him, because he promised me stuff when he got in office last time, Omarosa. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, gay, whatever you are. He has had all those people a couple of years ago supporting him, and now they feel totally betrayed. The simple
Right.
fact is, he does not care about his supporters. He really don't. Even the people who went over to the Capitol who got arrested and all, he can't help those people. Those people's lives are ruined. The ones that got caught. So
Right.
it's just kind of funny to me that if it's all about money, you need to realize that there is a pyramid going on, and the top of the pyramid is going to be the people who look like him. Now, I thought
Right.
was funny too was that we have all these people come to this country, and it's always been historically difficult for anybody coming from Africa, from Middle East and also from Haiti. Those are not the major populations of, people coming over. That's just not been the way. The world is very racist. Most of the people that come over are European and also Hispanic. If there's any kind of influx of crime going on in this country, it's not coming from the African nations. It's coming from the other places. But yet you have a black person, I don't know how, got this man using people who look like us as a boogeyman out there, saying that they're eating up things, they're touching things they're not supposed to touch. He's not even in office yet, and he already using the black man, the image of the black man and black woman. They just because they don't speak English doesn't mean that he's not using that stereotype of the black person being basically an animal, almost like a demon or something. Eating animals and doing voodoo. It's the same thing that they've always said about people who they don't understand. And also I would say too, if they've ever gone to France, the people who have actually been almost like cannibals, and I'm not being controversial, is their recipes. They eat brains, they eat eyeballs, they eat testicles, they eat a lot, they eat snails, they eat everything in France. If you're looking at restaurant menu, we ain't eating that. Those people ain't eating that in Haiti. They ain't eating that in Africa. They throw that shit, they throw that stuff out. They throw it out. They ain't eating all this stuff. So when you talk about people eating, ungodly things, Miss Honey, ungodly things, it's not the African people, honey. It's not us. The people of African descent, the Haitian people, we like crap. It's those damn European crazy people eating every type of the part of the hooves, the brain, the head. Come on now, that we like crap. So
I'm listening to you, making sure it's not static because I tried to fix it. Hold on right quick, Mel.
Wait, it's still static right now?
No, it's not. Mm-mm.
Oh.
I'm just making sure. I'm gonna reload real quick. For some reason it's not. Hold on, okay?
Oh, okay.
Whoop. Okay. There you go. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know. It's not showing my chat part is weird.
Mm.
Yeah, this new stuff. They're trying to make me upgrade.
Oh Lord. Well, when I'm on this part, I can't even see the chat too. So I'm gonna just pick up real quick. Okay, I see Miss Mel MC.
Yeah,
Hello,
I see Mel
hello.
NYC on here. I mean Mel MC on here. Hey Mel.
You got two
Sweet
Mels.
potato.
You got two loyal Mel mods in your chat, Miss Honey.
I see that.
Yeah,
Marcella said you right. Don't get frustrated. God truly got this. There's nothing good in this man's spirit, Sweet Potato said. I gotta read it from my phone. For some reason, it's not showing up over here.
oh well, I don't see myself. What did she say that at?
Oh, that was earlier. She
Oh, okay. Yeah.
W1 said inauguration day is 2025. Will concede with MLK Day. The first Black female president will be sworn in by the first Black female Supreme Court justice on MLK Day. We glad that you here, Miss Mel MC.
Every male in the world.
Every male in the world.
Now we need a little Melody Hope to come on over. Now I'm joking. With herself. No, but that's what I think that. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that if you're hiding by, another thing too, if you're not listening to the Will Smiths and the Oprahs and the people of the world, when they've gotten to $1 billion and they say they can't go into a fancy store without being microaggressed and turned away, then that it's a lot of work to be done, Miss Honey. A lot of work. I don't give a damn what these men-of-fear people say. Oh, I'm out here to vote for Trump because of money. Honey, you ain't going to get to $1 billion in your lifetime. I'm sorry. And as soon as you get to $1 billion, you're still going to be in trouble because Oprah's telling us that. Even Tyler Perry tells us that. Remember I said this too, if you don't go somewhere full in drag, and when I say drag, I mean full in your diamonds, your money and stuff like that, letting people know who you are. Now, first, I wasn't raised that way. We were raised that be who you are and you should be respected based on that. Egalitarian values. Everybody who has breath and who's being nice should be respected. And if you got to get dressed up in Trump stuff, you got to get dressed up in diamonds, you got to get dressed up on all that kind of stuff, that means that you're not being respected. Your items are being respected.
Right.
And so then when back in the day, they used to call that buffoonery. The simple fact is you had to not be yourself and be out there dancing and acting not like yourself so that you can be respected. We passed that. Show up as yourself. You don't have to get dressed up and show everybody your power. Just be yourself. If that's not happening, then what are we doing? That's just the common decency of life. So if you want to hide behind your business and hide behind your cars and hide behind all your pow pows and all that kind of crap that he talks about, then you're not really living life. I'm sorry, you're not living life.
And you're not. And I
And I,
think it's
and I
sad.
have no issues with people who hunt and all, live your life. But at the end of the day, there's got to be a day in your life where you can walk out into the world as a black man, as a black woman, as an immigrant, and not be harassed, or better yet, not be microaggressed. Because we
Right.
ain't going to the 1960s with that kind of crap. But that should be the freedom. Because guess what? 99% of the people in this country can do that. They can do that. People can go out in the world and not have to show everything they got so they can be respected. That's all we want in return. Just
Right.
a feeling. And now, mind you, in New York City, I don't have all those issues. So I hear what's going on in the country and my cousins and other people, and I feel I'm very invested that people can go into their communities and live their lives and not be scared about something. And that's what I'm voting for. I'm voting for that. I don't want to vote for these sort of stereotypes and people fear mongering and talking about these sort of imaginary myths about people. If when I was watching Dr. Lewis Gates, Dr. Henry Gates, I believe he was on PBS, and he talked about the first myth about these explorers when they went to the. You know what, Miss Sunny? I told you this over the pandemic. I didn't know about African religion. I didn't know about it at all. I was very threatened by it. And over the pandemic, I picked up some old books from the library and I read those Yoruba traditions about these beautiful goddesses and things like that. Again, it's not my thing because I'm more Christian based. But when I
Hmm.
read it, it was not all blood and guts and cannibalism. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Iyanla Vanzant actually practiced this. So it was crazy that these white men or these people went to these countries, saw something they didn't understand, and they said, "Oh, they all practicing voodoo and sacrifices." Well, that's not what was a part of these traditions. And yet again, in this election, this is what this man is sort of evoking that. He's not saying that, but what is this? What the idea of eating pets and all that? That's all that that's that old stuff that people have always used with people they don't understand. They're cannibals. They're demons. This is the label. They even, excuse me, they even did that, not to get too controversial, in the Holocaust. That was the same thing they did with those people. I don't have no dog in the fight. That's not, I don't want anybody hurt in this world. But that's the same thing that happened over there too. There was that idea of them doing something unnatural. So I think that that's what he's using again.
I think that's exactly what he's using. I mean, you compare the things that he says is exactly the same as the man with the little mustache. So I don't think I can say his name on here. YouTube is so funny. You can't say certain stuff.
Hmm.
But um yeah, he resembles him. He spits out the same rhetoric. Somebody, oh, it was Stace said that the same. I think it was Stacy that said the same things that the little man with the little mustache says. Donald Trump says the same exact stuff, like word for word, and he pushes this narrative. It's the same thing they did when the Jewish people, you know, when they were going through, you know,
Hmm.
Europe, preaching
Yeah.
this rhetoric and all the nastiness they said about the Jewish, but they said the same thing about the Italians. Me and W1 talk about this. They said the same thing about the Irish when they came here,
They saying it
right?
about the Haitians and the blacks right now.
The Asians and the
Hmm.
Japanese, they said the same thing about those
Yeah.
people when they came here. It's the same old stuff. This is 2024,
Hmm.
soon to be 2025 in a few months.
Oh.
We are in a whole nother century, and you got a man that's pushing the same bullcrap rhetoric, racist rhetoric. And just
Hmm.
like a Blessing said, Miss Blessings was telling you the truth.
Hmm.
She literally sit there and just said, they are scared. We've talked about this over here. They are afraid because their numbers are dwindling. All right. Uh the time is changing. And I said it before when I was on a year ago, 2 years ago. I said, you can't stop change. Change is gonna happen. It's gonna evolution happens. You can't stop
Hmm.
evolution. The world keeps turning. The world keeps evolving. So you either gonna jump on the train and move with the world, or you gonna sit back, okay, and let the world pass you by. That's on you. But we're not. It's too many people here. Now you can get the people of color that is sitting there with this man enjoying this rhetoric and saying,
Mm-mm.
"Oh, that's just him. That's just the things that he say. Here's, blah blah blah." You're
That's the
sitting over
thing.
there.
See, but
I think
that's
it's
a,
disgusting, and I think it's sad because you want to get some tax deductions. You got a problem. Your
mm,
money, because guess what? Like Jay-Z said, it doesn't matter, OJ. You still a Nigger, right? Because they don't care about that.
no, they
Those
don't.
people that follow Trump, they don't care. You think it's a joke. Donald Trump is getting more radical and more racist as the days go by. He can
Hmm.
sit there and say I don't agree with Laura Luma, and you change the subject, but your little boy is over here talking about you know, you can go sit and eat curry or you can eat fried chicken. You know how racist that statement is? He's talking about Kamala Harris. That's what he was talking about when he made the little stank ass comment. You can either eat curry, you can eat fried chicken.
Well, you see now, somebody was listen. You see, I couldn't be in a campaign trail because you see,
Baby,
I know. Come on, I'd rather eat the curry and the fried chicken than be eating what he was eating in the closet all these years. That's what I would probably say. So I'm going to leave it right there.
thank you, Sweet Potato. Sweet Potato says she agreed. Mel MC said yes. All you have to do is read closely, and both little men sound just alike. Exactly, she's talking about the little man with the mustache and
Yeah, because the thing is too, it's not. When I think about history, it always happens. There's either a famine, a pandemic, or a financial crisis, and out of that time, some person comes up every time. You have to have masses and masses and masses of people totally frightened about either dying or going broke, the Great Depression, any of that time happening as the pandemic was, then you have this energy come up again. So we had all these issues with the people. Not only did we have a financial crisis, we also had a medical one. So it was a double whammy these past couple of 4 years.
yep.
So now people are still frightened. That's why they always talk about their money. But it's always surprising to me they don't talk about their health because the simple fact is we had so many people pass away under him. Like it was he left that White House with blood on his
Yeah.
hands.
But it was
A
close to
lot,
a million people.
a lot of people. At
Yeah.
a certain point, they say, oh well, Joe Biden. No, 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 no. Once something is totally taken over, Joe Biden's job was to try to manage what was there. He couldn't stop it at that point. It could have been stopped because reports showed that man believed it was fake news. Fake news. This doesn't believe, and let's put if it comes, we're gonna put Lysol in our chest, and then this was going to solve it. This is his idea. And by the time he had left, 2020, over 200,000 people were gone under his presidency. It was under his time that people get confused. Oh, well, Biden messed up. No, Biden was in a he was in a crisis.
Mm-hmm.
The Capitol was still almost burnt down, and
Mm-hmm.
he had hundreds of thousands of people scared in this country. They didn't know what was going to happen, and under him, we got the vaccine. Those checks started coming out. They started becoming the mask was mandated, and then we started getting the cities coming back. Now we finally got stuff up for about a year and a half, and here this lunatic want to come back and ruin it again. Like what the hell?
Right. I mean, I don't understand why people don't understand that. Oh,
Right.
the economy was so much better under Donald Trump. Donald Trump, everybody that knows politics, if you know politics and if you study or you just did your research, you would know that Donald Trump had 2 years off of the Obama administration.
Hmm.
That's just a fact. Obama had to fix what
George Bush did.
George Bush did.
So
It was a horrible
the
thing when 9/11 happened.
and Clinton had to fix what the other ones did. So
Right.
what's so funny to me, Miss Sunny, is I remember it was this episode. You probably watched it. It was a funny episode of Martin, and they had a fight. Martin and Tommy had a big fight because Martin had gave his luggage in a beautiful condition to Tommy. When Tommy gave it back, it was all messed up. It feels that way with the Republicans. Now, I ain't saying no Republican ever as bad as what Trump has given us. No. But in history, in my time, and since I've been alive, when I've watched it, a Republican gets the country, and when he hands it back to a Democrat, it is in total chaos and mess, budget wise. Then the Democrat works on it, as Clinton did and as Obama did. He hands it back in a classy way, in a beautiful way. Even when Clinton was he got impeached. He could have been bitter. He handed it back nice and nice and everything. And then there's Republican people get in office. We had Bush, and then we had Trump. They made total chaos, and then the Democrat comes in and clean it up. That's why I like when Kamala Harris said, "Well, you do y'all forget how we inherited this country? We got
Yeah,
the
you
country."
inherited
It,
in a bad place.
yeah.
You can't sit here and say, "Well, gas was $2." Yeah, because nobody was driving, nobody went out. I mean, yeah, gas hit a low, all time low since
Hmm.
the freaking 80s. Yeah, of course it was
And
$2 or $1.85 or something like that. Yeah, it was because nobody was going anywhere. You were at home. You
right,
weren't
and I
doing
want to say,
anything.
and I was going to say this too, because I'm noticing in my community too with the eggs. Yeah, I don't really eat eggs, but over the summertime the eggs was okay, but now they've gone up like a crazy point.
They went
People
up, but they've gone back down.
they're
And
going
they
back
went
down.
up. That wasn't because of that had nothing to do with the Biden administration.
No, I
That
know.
was
No,
yeah, that was a because they had some type of birds flu or whatever
so
that caused it contaminated
the eggs, the
the
feed or
eggs.
something. So for
Yeah.
me, conspiracy time. I don't know this to be true, but I feel personally that Trump is probably one of the most powerful private citizens in America currently, and I believe that he does talk to different food corporations because it just makes me it's too coincidental that everything he's put into his speeches and all his stuff about the prices of prices. And the next thing you know, those prices go up. It's like he's talking to these people, and people go, "Well, that's not possible." I mean, how can anybody go to a hospital with a headache and pay almost $200 for a Tylenol? It's very possible in America. People price gouge all the time. These eggs and all this food don't have to be as high as it is, and that ain't got nothing to do with the president. They got to do with all these sort of private deals and all the stuff that Trump is probably promising his people. The simple fact is, do I think that when Kamala Harris gets presidency, that the prices will go back like it's supposed to? I do, because I believe she's a very smart woman, and she would stop them from doing what they're doing to the people. The prices and everything don't really have anything to do with the government. It's more about these people being greedy.
Yeah.
When everybody was having issues during the pandemic, the prices went up because we did have a food shortage. But then they got so addicted to how they can price gouge people that I mean, I think in Alaska, a dozen somewhere out there, Alaska, I showed on Instagram, the eggs was $20 for a dozen, and the laundry detergent was $50 for like a little thing of Tide. I said that's crazy. So they definitely can play with the prices,
Right.
and it's got nothing to do with it. I think it's a connection to Trump. I think he's doing deals with people, and those because I think those corporations are very conservative, very
Yeah, they
conservative.
are because they want
Yeah,
tax breaks. And
there we
Donald Trump
go.
was like, well, because I find it very interesting that all of a sudden
Yeah.
when you have when
Well,
election time come around
yeah.
and all of a sudden,
Come
oh, the
on.
border is a hot funky mess and the prices are too high and I
No.
can't eat and I can't do this, I can't drive, I can let me tell
Right.
you something, somebody lying because the traffic is unbearable here in Georgia. Driving to Atlanta is traffic. People have to work. At the end of the day, you're still gonna have to do what you have to do to go to work. So all the complaining and stuff, I don't even want to hear about it. We know that the economy is getting much better now. Inflation has gone down. I think to like what 2% or something like that, or it needs to get to 2%. But it's gone down. It's not as high as it was before. People are building. Highways are being built out here, and this is not a lie. Highways are being built out here. Houses are being thrown up like ain't nobody's bit. I can tell you it's like 4 neighborhoods where we stay. They are cutting, chopping trees down like it ain't nobody's business. Deer are being killed because they can't cross, because they're not used to their environment is being destroyed because these people are building homes.
Mm.
Homes are being put up everywhere. So I don't know how you sit here and say, oh, the economy is bad. Oh, it's doom and destruction. That's not true. If it was doom and destruction and it's the worst our economy ever been, there would be no houses being built right now. There would be no freeways being built. The infrastructure, Mr. Donald Trump, that you were supposed to fix, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. You played golf, right? And that's all you did. And bring out and stand at a podium talking about how much stuff you have to read. Oh, I have to read all this stuff right here, all of this right here. You see this? I have to read all of this, and I have to go through this. This is what being a president is all about. It's all bull crap. Because you didn't do anything. You took your lazy fat ass out there and you played golf every doggone day. You did nothing, right? We know
Mm-hmm.
that. If you can go back, because the stuff is documented, the stuff is in the clouds, baby. So you can go over there and you can look it up. You can watch him sit there and tell these bold faced lies. Remember when he told a lie about C19 and the lady was sitting back there when her face was like she couldn't believe he was saying what he was saying? But
Mm-hmm.
shock value, this ain't shock value. But your ass got shocked today though, didn't it? That ain't all the shock he gonna get. Mark my words. I'm trying to tell y'all. I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I freaking know. Because guess who research? I do. I go do my research every day, all day. I am online looking at something that has to do with politics. Literally. My husband will tell you. My husband sends me articles that you can't even. I'm like, where'd you get this from? Okay. So I already know what it is. I do my research and I read. And sometimes I can't even, I'm like, I don't even want to, I got to take a break because it's mind boggling.
Mm-hmm.
Because I talked to you about it too, offline, Mel.
Mm-hmm.
It's mind boggling, some of this stuff.
It is.
And I'm telling you, Donald Trump better take heed because this ain't going to be the only attempt. Trust me. He got a bounty on his head. This ain't gonna be the only one.
The crazy thing is, he believes in the eye for an eye. That's all he talks about on Twitter. He hates what's her name? He hates Taylor Swift. He say, if I get elected, I want to get all my enemies. Well, again, as we said before, when you start thinking like that, people then start taking you seriously. Oh, you believe in the eye for an eye, so now you got people out here, crazy people out here trying to take you out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The when you I literally was at dinner with my husband. I'm sitting there and I'm looking. I was like, and the little ding came on my phone. I was like, oh my God, he had another attempt on his life.
Uh-uh.
And I just looked at my husband, looked at me. He said, well, once again, I have to say you were right. Yeah, they're gonna keep coming for him. You cannot. I mean, I have a whole nother theory, but you cannot. Because we talked about my theory.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Um, but you cannot come out here and say all the stuff that you're saying, all this evil stuff, because what he's going to do is he's going to try to blame it on the Biden administration. Oh, they're trying to take me out. You see, this is Joe. They try to take me out, and of course they can't win. They can't take me out. And he's going to put this narrative out as if he's the Messiah. Okay, and you know, be, oh, now I'm the Messiah, and I am, here to bless you and take care of you, whatever. Because he already set up on what's that man's name? Dr. Phil's show, and said he was the second coming.
Ooh, what?
And so he did. And he didn't say the second coming, but he said that he was like Christ or whatever.
Ooh,
And
jeez.
yes. And because he was, they tried to take him out and he got
Mm.
hit in the ear and he's still here. So he has to be like the second coming of Christ. And in so many words, that's what he said in so many words. He didn't say it like me, but he said it. And evangelical people say you've gone too far.
Then I mean this is where they draw the line. I mean he done
That's where they drew the line. Like,
really
yeah, no, you've gone too
this
far.
this mountain of
You've gone
crimes.
too
Those people are a joke too. I was gonna say he is the Messiah. He's the Messiah to limp, um, corrupt, racist criminals. That's who he's Messiah to.
Yeah. So, but to him, you know, it's funny to him to say that. And I don't know, he might believe it. I'm not sure. But part of me believes that he believes it. But
Maybe the Heritage Foundation is filling his head with that crap that we need you, you saving us, and who knows who building up his delusion.
the Heritage Foundation has I don't think they like him either, to be honest with you. What I think they want him to be there so they can put, because they know that, just like Kamala said, He will do anything. This is why they use him, because they know he's nothing but a yes man, right? As long as you stroke his ego, he will do whatever you want him to do. You know, he's the easy target to but he is, because he's so ego driven. Everything is about his ego. So for
Mm-hmm.
he'll, as long as you boast him up and boost him up and make him feel good about himself. Oh, sure, I'll sign it. Oh, sure, I'll do this. They knew what they had. It was easy. The same way she was, throwing a fish out there, throwing a line out there for him every time he was talking. She knew what to say to get him all riled up, because he's easy. He's an easy read. He's easy to read. Putin knows that. Jim Unkun, whatever his name is, knows that. The other one, the other dictator he mentioned, he knows that. They all know it. They don't have any respect for him.
Mm-mm.
None. The Heritage Foundation, they can't stand him, but they know that he's easy to implement their agenda, because they did it when he was in office the first his first term. He was
Mm-hmm.
there. They had already started with Project 2025, his first administration, because those people are part of his first administration. A lot of them that wrote Project 2025, they already started it. Okay, so that's what you got to pay attention to. That kind of stuff, and all
Yeah.
they're trying to do is finish it out. They've already taken away your reproductive rights, right? That's part of it. That's part of Project 2025. They've already uh the DEI programs. They're snatching those. Harvard, Yale. They don't have those. They don't have those programs anymore. I had a lot of friends that get up and do speeches and speak DEI positions in corporate. A lot of those people lost their jobs because we're getting rid of that because now we don't have to have you over here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people losing their jobs. These are people who do a lot of traveling and speaking and stuff and talk about diversity in corporate America. They got rid of those positions.
And
They yeah.
yeah, and that's just why. So that's why I say to these guys or these people who are like, oh yeah, money, 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 money. But some of the fact is, okay, they went after the education. Now you don't think they're going to go after all? I mean, if you have some kind of business, and you are and it's working for you, most 9 times out of 10, most business, especially if you have a restaurant, a retail store, or a salon, or whatever you have, a lot of those businesses do get extra help from business loans or business this or whatever. I don't know. I don't have business. I work whatever, but they have other things going on. If you have your own business and all that other stuff that's going on, that stuff will be in jeopardy for those people to let those businesses run correctly and all that kind of stuff. Also redlining, making loans harder for first time buyers based on the application. Everything that you take for granted now, they're going to focus on that again. Oh, I don't want these people in the neighborhood like this. I think I'm going to, we should put it this. You just never know. So everything that's really good right now, or at least, livable, they will focus on that. Absolutely.
Yeah. They don't want you to have they don't want you to have businesses. It's real. There's a foundation um that was given foundation had like millions of dollars to give to black women who wanted to start businesses. And so what they do is they give money out, like, so you got to fill out all this paperwork or whatever if you want to start a business. But there's a foundation here in Atlanta where they give money to startup companies for black women. Well, I can't think of his name right now, but I will find it and we'll talk about it again. Some man who happens to be one of those people came out and said, "You can't do that. That's racist." And they had been arguing for 2 years, and they finally came to a settlement. But they told this foundation, "No, you can't just give to black women, right?"
Mm.
So you're being racist, and they use that to take her to court, take this foundation to court. And um they had to stop doing it, so they took them to court or whatever. But they've been in court for like 2 years, 2 or 3 years, fighting over it. When they finally came to um a settlement, well, the woman was speaking, and I'll find the video and I'll play the video for you guys. But she was speaking, and she said, "It's real out here. These people are not playing around. They do not want us to have companies. They do not want us to be in business for ourselves. They don't want that.
Right.
This is real. People need to pay attention to what is happening. Project 2025 has already started. It has already begun. It began when Trump was in office. They are getting rid of programs that help Black people and people of
Hmm.
color. They are getting rid of that stuff.
And the thing, so for me too, Miss Onion, yeah. So the thing is, and I wish I can get my notes because people that are not really doing the research and not thinking those programs popped up before the civil rights movement, during and after, because early at the beginning of this country, there were these things where I forget the name of this, but the research come in where they would say, "Oh, this group of people are totally inferior," or or they eating dogs, whatever, just sort of this crap. So then they would redline and do different things that would put people in certain boxes or ghettos
Yeah.
where you really could not get into other places. So we're not too far removed from that. That stuff is still on certain books, and people probably want to bring that stuff back because they go, "Oh, well, at the beginning of the country, they maybe they made too many mistakes about how they sort of saw different groups of people." So then we popped up with all these different things because we saw that as what it was, racism. So now they go, "Oh, well, you know what? Better yet, we're going to take this up because those organizations that were sort of geared towards people who suffered, who had evidence of suffered racism, these groups of society who suffered sexism, racism, and all this bigotry. Those are why those groups, those things have popped up, those nonprofits and all that kind of stuff. They popped up as a reaction to the trauma that certain
Mm-hmm.
groups of people have gone through. So now we got to go, "Oh, well, these groups didn't go through any trauma." I think I even said on this show, I said, basically, this is what I think is so funny. In America, I see that there's a racetrack. And on one racetrack, it's very bumpy, and that one person has 50 pounds of bags on them, just 50 pounds of just bags on them. And on the other track, the person has like a little pouch, and they track is beautifully smooth. And somebody says, "Okay, well now y'all got to get to the same point at the same time. Now go, and then you running and you're bumping on the track and you got all the bags on you, the other person's skipping. It's not fair. Now, mind you, that your track has been messed up because of the person, somebody else messed it up for you. They messed it up, put all the baggage on you, and you gotta get to the same point so you can make it in America. So
Right.
that thing, that's what's going on, and we have a lot of things going on in this country that makes up for the fact that we have too much baggage on us, and our racetracks have been destroyed not by us, by other people. They did it deliberately because they were scared or whatever else. So this is what's going on. It's definitely not a level playing field. Let's not even talk about the children and how the education is not the same and how they all supposed to compete in this evolving world. So that's just, I mean, I don't. I'm not a parent, so I don't know what parents are thinking about right now. Like, so yeah, I just think that's the bottom line. People could do research, and that's the kind of information I get really addicted to because I like when people really break it down in a simple way and start from beginning, middle, end, and because it's so deep and it's like so much to read when it comes to all that kind of stuff, and it's a lot. But that's basically what it is. We didn't make this situation unfair. We didn't cause any problems. Um, it was on a documentary. It was a documentary on PBS, and literally, I think I told you, it was a black family who were doing very well in Minnesota or something, and they were smart enough to buy the home with cash. This was in 1800 or whatever it was, and they didn't. I don't know what they put on the paperwork, but when they got there, the people was like, "Oh my gosh, it's a black family." And at that point, that community had developed this. There was a genesis of redlining in America, and
Right.
they started this whole process of how to keep people out so that when people came in, it wouldn't be a surprise to them. Then they developed these boards, and then they also threaten the people and say, "Oh well, if you don't listen to the board, we'll bring in the Ku Klux Klan." And so I have to bring that research to you, whatever. But that's pretty much where that starts. So the simple fact is, when you take away these wonderful endowments of nonprofits and organizations that help African American women, African American men, LGBT people, all the groups of women, all the groups of people who've been under attack. These are groups of people who've been traumatized over
Right.
a long time. So now we're supposed to just go, oh, we know this is not happening, and get on that track and do the best you can. Even though we mess up your track and we put a lot of bags on you, now I want you to go out there and do the best you can. And if you don't do it, we're going to call you lazy. We're going to call you
Right.
dangerous and a criminal.
Right. You're absolutely right. I mean, we are, man. I always say we're gonna keep quoting. We're not going back. We're not going back. I'm literally sitting at the with my husband, and someone overhears our conversation, and I said they're gonna have to take me out because I'm not gonna. I'm not dealing with this madness. I'm not. They not. I'm not going to sit up here and let you knock on my door, right, and ask for my birth certificate.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Because if you are saying you're going to do a mass deportation of who? You What, you just going to stop and start frisking people? You going to stop and start asking people for their ID? Is this what we're going to do? You're going to knock on people's door? Because they did that in San Antonio recently with the voter stuff. A woman was a part of a organization that gets people legally, people who are Hispanics that are legal, and showed them how to register to vote and everything. And they came and knocked on her door, her and someone else's door in Texas, and basically raided her home.
Mm,
Y'all didn't hear about that? Yeah, that's what they did in
wow.
Texas. My aunt called me and said, "Did you see that?" I said, "I saw it." But that's what they're doing. So that's the beginning. And then they got rid of 1 million people, voters registration. Governor Roll Around took the got rid of the million people. My aunt said, how are you going to get rid of a million people's, or delete a million people's registration? If you don't, how do you know they're not registered, or how do you know they're not, that they are not citizens? Because he said they weren't citizens or they were dead, so we got rid of it. But how do you not know that? How do you know that? You see what I'm saying? So we
Well, I mean, well, I can answer that. So when it comes to being a citizen, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure we researched that at the board of election, but even here in New York City, that's all I do all day. I mean, not to get too detailed because you know me a little bit, but all I do basically is a lot of times when I go to the computer here in New York City, um, you basically want to make sure that people's age and the birth dates and address, all that kind of stuff is correct. So at one point, you will flag it. You'll flag it if it looks suspicious because sometimes people make a mistake or the paper gets in or whatever, and that's all I kind of do. Now, I don't know about people being a citizen because I didn't really check that, but I do check to see if it's too many people with the same name and the same address, whatever. We kind of check that, and yeah, when it gets a little too, you do send out information. You do send out a notice to the people. That's what you're supposed to form them. You're not supposed to just sort of get it off. You send out a notice. You try to reach the people, and at a certain point, if it doesn't happen, then they do take you off. But as far as the citizen, I don't know. But I was going to say too, people again should check to see if they're registered because that's a little scary. We still
right,
have time. We still have time because it's not going to. That's really good. You brought it up, and I wanted to bring this up the last time. It's not too late to get registered. So what I would tell people is tomorrow because it's not really packed right now. Call your local board of election, and if you've been registered, because I check myself, whatever. I always check I don't know. I just be making sure everything's on point. But you call them and you ask them if you're registered and how to register. This is the
right,
time. This is the time to do it. because in New York City we start the election process, or we start collecting the ballots at the end of November. I mean, excuse me, at the end of October. It's
Hmm.
going to be in a couple of weeks. We start the official thing, so it's not too late to actually get registered to vote.
Okay. So, and on my community tab, I have the I think it's like the time, the in between times you can register to vote, early registration, and yeah, I have all that information over there on my community tab. And you just go to your or the last day to register to vote. So um it's very you gotta get out there. You gotta make sure that you're registered to vote.
Hmm.
um
Because, and you know what, and I
at
would say
least
this
check
too.
it once a week too.
That, and thank you. I was going to say, you know what, because there's so much it's so much activity going on, and maybe that might be deliberate too, because there's more activity this year than any other um, presidential election. Don't know why, but it's a lot. So mistakes will. I'm going to be just this way. Mistakes is going to happen. So it's really up to the voter to make sure that it don't happen to them. They got to really be on it, because it's a lot's going to happen. And I don't think it's even going to be Trump. I won't give him that much. It'll just be human thing, because there's so much stuff happening right now. So you want to keep on checking, as and make sure you know when it's the earliest time you can go in to vote, and do it, because you don't want to be on nobody's line, and
Right.
be out there and all that. So yeah, just call right now. I mean, just it's not much right now until I say the end of November. Make friends with your local board of election. Call them, get information. They there. It ain't too crazy right now, and keep on calling the people. So you can get friends with them. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Just yeah, keep on it until until you vote.
Yes.
Yeah, just keep making sure, get out there and just vote. I'm gonna do early voting, and I think I'm gonna mail mine in. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm definitely gonna do early voting. I'm not going to have to stand in line. These lines are gonna be long as and crazy. I think they're
Hmm.
gonna be crazy long, and these people are gonna come out. They're gonna vote for him. In my opinion, I don't think he's gonna get the 75 million he got the last time he ran. I just don't believe that. And like what you said, I don't think a lot of people even believe that this attempt on his life this time is even real, because people are thinking, really? Why would you have two attacks? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because I think he's doing it for sympathy too. Because I never thought about that, Mel, but I agree with you. But at the same time though, you know, like I said, he has a bounty on his head. It's not going to be the last time. So
You ever saw the picture called Wag the Dog?
I think I did.
Yes, Wag the Dog, and of course House of Cards. And both of those pictures, or those programs, it talks about political theater. And basically, somebody would sit back, as crazy as it sounds. You ever saw the picture called Manchurian Candidate, with Angela Lansbury, where she was like the evil mother, sort of manipulating her son to be the president, all that kind of stuff?
I think so.
Yeah, so all that is this thing they did. They sit around and they go, okay, well, what kind of story can I tell the public? What kind of thing can I enter? And that's what it feels like. It feels like he watched those movies, he read all those crazy books from that dictator who did the craziness with the Jewish people, and he put it all together, and it's what it feels like. Again, I don't know it to be fact, but it feels like political theater. I'm in my mind, like, there's no way in hell that all this action is happening with this man. I mean, I know that he's definitely drawn it to himself for the way he put things out there, but you're supposed to have protection. And I don't know. It just seems too convenient, and so it feels like he wants to be the victim. I think
Yeah.
that's what he, even though he is, it's hard, very hard for anybody to see him as a victim. But if his life is in danger, if he's like fighting for in his people's eyes the good cause, and he's gonna put it all on the line, then who knows what that feels like or whatever. But it feels like political theater. It feels like a big old stunt. And if the person didn't die, who first got him or tried to get him the last time, whatever, then I would have thought that was fake too. But I don't know if somebody's going to just sort of give up their life for a political movement. I don't know, but it feels too convenient. It's like, well, how does this keep happening? It just feels like also, even every verdict, everything is just it's been going in his favor, unfortunately. So
I mean, but it won't last.
yeah.
So all this stuff that's happening, you're right. It's well, Mel, there's only so much I can say on here when it comes to what I want to say.
Hmm.
But um, yeah, he's just a lucky person, you know. The things are going his way. When you set up the courts to go in your favor, of course those things are going to go in your favor, right? You set the courts up. You gave these people that don't even deserve to be there, in the Supreme Court, sitting there, ain't never had no experience, ain't never tried a case, ain't never, you know what I'm saying? But yet you get to be a supreme judge um for the rest of your life, or however long you want to sit up there. I'm talking about the lady, the last one, the woman that he put there. But they're putting everything, they're doing everything for him. So, and it's their agenda. Let's just be correct about that. It's their agenda, their purpose, of the reason why they're doing this. Um, so
So then
yeah, we
my question was, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna drop down. I got to get up. My question is this, because I think about this. If I feel totally disappointed, uh, not in Kamala Harris, but just in this fact. If the courts are totally corrupt, and the courts are in charge of the laws in the land, they are the highest level from the Supreme Court, and we have corruption at the Supreme Court level going all the way down in all these different courts in different places like Oklahoma or this one or that one or wherever, corruption. But they're in charge of the law. How can we then have a citizen make a mistake or not know something or whatever, and then they get out there and get totally creamed for like 40 years for something that's very small. How can we take the law seriously? Also, if the government is corrupt, then how can we take I mean, if the politicians are corrupt, how can we take the government seriously? How can we take our local mayors and governors and IRS, because at the end of the day, that's the foundation of what's going on. So when I was raised, we were trained, and I'm sure everybody who's like a normal person, we were
hmm
trained to take these things very seriously. It was not religion, but it was almost to that level. They don't make any mistakes. They do things to the highest level of all involved. They all for civil service is not supposed to be picking sides. If you're Republican, Democrat, we really don't need to know that as judges. But now it's all down the line. So now I'm thinking, well, if it's all corrupt, then I don't know. I think we may in a couple of years be outgrowing, outgrowing the court systems, outgrowing the government. I feel like if it's all a game that we're playing into, we voting, which I will be voting and doing all this stuff. But I'm thinking, okay, this road that we're on, I'm not sure how long a lot of people's going to be on the road if they're not playing by the rules. If they
right.
ain't playing by the rules, then you know, why would everybody? Why would all millions of us play by the rules? And I'm not talking about anarchy and purge. I'm just talking about like the annoyance. A lot of people say the government, no matter what party you are, the government. Oh, it's too many taxes, or every time I turn around, something is happening or whatever. Why should I this or why should I that? Why would we play? Why would we do the good citizen thing? Be very good citizens playing by the rules if they are not.
Right. You know, they don't have to play by the rules, right? Because they have so much money. You know what I'm saying? They're millionaires.
Well,
So
yeah.
they play different rules than what we play. We're regular folk. These people have money to play with. They have money to change the rules. You know, they run in different crowds than we run in. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like the Supreme Court. What's his name? The black Clarence Thomas. He's getting handouts from billionaires to not pass certain laws for them to make it easy when it gets to the Supreme Court. he got handouts. He got millions of dollars worth of handouts. You know. Then they had the audacity to get on what's the black lady's name? The female judge.
What's her name? Is her last name James? Miss James?
Is it her name? What's her name?
Let me
Tanji.
look.
Tanji, right?
What is it? Isn't her last name James too?
I think so.
Let me look it up.
She got some Beyonce tickets, and it was all over Fox. So like she committed a sin because she got some free Beyonce tickets. Oh my God, she got Beyonce tickets. She shouldn't be getting Beyonce tickets. What? Clarence Thomas got at least $1 million worth of handouts,
Mm-hmm.
and she gets some Beyonce tickets, and y'all want to throw a fit? Really? It's the hypocrisy for it all.
Oh no,
It
Miss
all.
Jackson, Miss Jackson, Jackson.
Her first name is Tanji, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miss Taji Brown Jackson.
So, they I don't know. It's the hypocrisy of it all. It's the um I can do it, but you cannot. How
But you
dare
see,
you?
you know what I think too. At the end of the day, I think that it may be just a mental construct where just as the people in the pyramids, and the Pharaoh days and Moses, all that kind of stuff. I just feel like at the end of the day, if you have a millions and millions and millions and millions of people totally dissatisfied with a couple of just regular human beings, not superheroes, but they are mentally, and entrapped you or confused you to believe that you can't do anything. The simple fact is, through the grace of God, you know, the whole of America don't come up and just sort of take these people out to offices and do stuff that they did at this, at that time. It is through the grace of God, because if we decided to one day, all of us, no matter what party we are, just go over there and not hurt anybody, but say we ain't gonna do this no more, we ain't gonna do it. I don't know. I think that maybe they test the waters a little bit, and that was dangerous, because now we go, oh wait a minute, that may be a solution to something. Now, I'm not saying it, but it just feels like they're not playing by the rules, and I just feel like that's a dangerous road. They need to really get back to law and order. They need to get back to being impartial, because the more people get dissatisfied with them, I think many more people might go, "What are we doing?" Like, if I
Right.
just went across the road and talked to the Trump supporter and asked them, "What is your problem?" Well, it's the government. Well, that's my problem too. So what's going on? Maybe you don't let that happen. And I think that's what's so, and on both parties, they keep the people separate, because if they got together, that's a lot of power there. It's a
Yep.
lot of power. Everybody's angry with them in one way or the other. So again, I just think about this. I was like, because I know. I just think that maybe the government played by the rules, and the courts play by the rules, because they knew that if everybody in this country, it wouldn't, even the army, it wouldn't matter who they are, they wouldn't be protected. They simply wouldn't be protected if we all woke up and was like, no, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not getting stressed out every 4 years. I'm not gonna be used. I'm not doing this. I'm just gonna, you know, I don't know. I was thinking about that.
I mean, right. I was watching, and I'm gonna say this. Uh, Rosie Perez was on uh, MSNBC or something like that, and she was talking to the host, and she said, which I thought was so profound, when we're talking about taking away your freedoms and your rights. And she said, as they get rid of Roe versus Wade, like they did, and what you're going to have is a domino effect. And you'll have these unwanted children running around, right? And now you have to pay taxes on the facilities to hold these unwanted children. You're going to have you think you're paying taxes now? This is what she said. You think you're paying taxes now? You just wait. You'll be paying taxes for these unwanted children. It's just like what Miss Blessings was saying earlier. And I totally agree with it because I was just talking to my husband about that. They're going to be young girls who have been assaulted
Mm.
that are going to end up getting pregnant, going to end up having to have those babies. You're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of, or hear about a lot of women passing away because they were trying to give birth and couldn't do, and lost their life because of it. But you're going to have those babies running around, those babies without mothers and probably without fathers. Okay. That's a fact. You're going to have old men assaulting little girls because they're doing that already. It's going to be a whole lot of that going on. You probably have old men marrying in 13-year-olds because they can still do that in some states. 14. They can still do that in some of these southern states, having babies because of whatever religion they call themselves being attached to.
Mm-mm.
So you think you're paying taxes now, right? How many people going to grow up and have mental issues because of what they had to go through because their mother didn't want them or something like that, right? Because all of that plays into you know the Roe versus Wade, you blocking Roe and forcing women to have babies. All of that plays a domino effect. You thought you had mass um pow pows going on in schools because all you're doing is adding to the problem. Because with that comes the mental issues. With the mental issues come, oh yeah, you can go over here and get this weapon because they're not gonna get rid of the. You'll probably be able to get them easier if they come into office.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, you mental person, you go over there and you can get this pow pow, and then you can go over here and do whatever you want to. But oh my lord, we love the children. We can't let you do this to the kid, kill the kids at the 9 months. Who the hell says shit like that? Because
And
it's
then, yeah, so that was
it's ridiculous.
it is crazy because you know what I was thinking about too. I was thinking about they were such in a tizzy and a total tizzy that the idea of a teacher who was trained over 20 years and in their pastime and their own free time they do drag shows. And if they came to the school and read, and I mean, drag show to me for a child is basically like a Muppet. It's just like it's an entertaining moment. It's not really something threatening. That was it just broke them their personality. But the idea that this young guy recently went into a school at the first week and tried to take out the babies, basically try to take out all these kids and everything. It's something they don't go deep about. So it's kind of crazy to me that you would be threatened by alternative lifestyle, but you're not threatened by mental problems. People are getting their hands on things they shouldn't get their hands on. Um, Bigotry, sexism. Jeffrey Epstein. Like, it's just that's why I can't take those people seriously.
You can't take them serious. And if you think that Donald Trump did not know about Jeffrey Epstein and didn't hang out with Jeffrey Epstein, then something is wrong with you because he did.
Hmm.
There's pictures everywhere. There's video everywhere. That man was hanging with Jeffrey Epstein. He was on that plane and he was on that island. Okay,
And so
can't tell
when
me he
people
wasn't.
and right, and so when he out there said we got to protect the children, honey, you didn't think about that when you was with Jeffrey Epstein. Those children need
Right.
to. Oh, I listen. Allegedly, I don't know. We'll just we gonna go too deep,
It's
but
not alleged. It's documented.
okay, because that's just very dark and controversial. But that's so funny about those people. Oh, we gotta protect the children, but yet, I'm not gay or whatever. But everything they get up there yelling about so much is a thing that themselves they need to check themselves about. They really do.
Right. It's all just every all he does is project. So
Mhm.
everything that he says, it's all him. She's not smart. No, you're not smart. You're not smart. You got in Yale because your father, whatever school he went to, business. He said he went to the Wharton School of Business. I think that's what he said. Oh yeah, how'd you get in there, Trump? Because your daddy paid your way. You got
Hmm.
like Kamala said, he's gotten $400 million from his father to start a real estate business. And he's bankrupt 6 times. He filed for bankruptcy 6 freaking times. So for anybody to sit up there and say, "Oh, but he's a good businessman," how the
What?
hell he gonna be a good businessman and he bankrupt filed for bankruptcy 6 times?
Hell, he left America bankrupt. Well,
Yes,
he,
yes. And you
he
think
was-
it's somebody else? Yeah. Oh, all you can think about is the first 2 years. You ain't even talking about the last 2 years he was in office. You did they it's like they overskip. Gas was $1.48. Yeah, because we were locked up in the home and we couldn't go in there. We could barely get toilet paper. You, I don't want to like. Hello,
Mm-mm.
hello. Wake up. Run your head up against the wall and wake the hell up.
Yeah.
Wake up because you sound dumb. And like I said, those people walking around with niggas for Trump, and I don't ever say this wrong, but y'all cooning for real, for real. This man is sitting over here in your face telling you he don't like you. When JD Vance sit over there and say, "Oh, well, you can sit down and have curry and fried chicken." You hear that underlying racism? That's racism.
Hmm.
That's the racism I'm talking. But those are the same people that smile in your face, and when you turn your back, they call you a nigga.
That's right.
Mark my words on it, sweetie.
Yeah,
And
I
if you
don't
want to
know.
turn a blind eye to that because you don't want to be a democratic slave, and you try to tell people y'all need to wake up, you got to learn how to play the game. See, black folks don't play the long game; they play the short game. We too emotional. That's part of our problem.
And and then also too, what is the thing I don't think, and I think that neither one of us saying that people don't get is that, as I said before, do I think that hundreds of years of problems is going to be solved before November? No, I don't think so. I believe a politician, in my mind, they are the facilitators of a conversation. The conversation that we are always constantly having to try to fix the problems that we've had for a very long time. And for me, as I said before, I have to think: do I want to have a conversation with somebody who think that you could just spit Lysol on your lungs and fix a problem, or do I want to have a conversation with somebody like Kamala Harris? I choose to do it with somebody who I feel is sane, who is not a national terrorist. Simple fact is, at this point, if because also I don't believe in the fact that in 2024 this should be the last election that America ever sees ever. No, I don't think that that's what I want. I want to hear other voices. Maybe some Republican voices come up in 4 years. I ain't voting Republican, but I don't mind the conversation. Some people, like the people that were doing the hearings on him, whatever. Just that's okay. That's America. You have those conversations, but what he's doing is not politics, it's terrorism. So that's
Right.
why I think that's so confusing to me that they don't get that. Like, you know, I'm sorry that you don't believe in the Democratic Party, but you know what? Just take the loss and say, you know what? I'm as some of the Republicans are doing. They're not changing. They're just voting in this election. We have a national terrorist on the ballot. So that's the part that, at the end of the day, because we can talk around and around, but that's what's happening right now. That's what we have going on. And either you can vote for a national terrorist or you cannot. That's the way I see it. It's not even a Republican or Democrat, Miss Honey. It's basically sane and not sane, dangerous and not dangerous. That's the way I see it. Because right now, this is totally a different election. Maybe in 2028, we'll have a Republican and Democratic people, and people can really have continued conversation about conservative, being conservative and liberal, whatever else. But right now, we have a national terrorist on the ballot. So that's the thing. It is. I'm not saying, oh, she's going to fix every problem that can ever come up in the next. I don't know, but right now I'm not thinking about it. I'm just thinking about a national terrorist. I mean, he's getting pow pow at all the time. So
Yeah.
he's a terrorist. He's a total. He's up there with Osama bin Laden in my opinion. That's for I'm a New Yorker, so I'm going really low. That's what I feel. He's to that level where he's a cult leader basically. So
Yeah.
so that's what it's about. Everything that a person in the manosphere is worried about, oh, wow, 4 years. And well, you listen, if you're doing well and under Kamala Harris, I think you're going to do even better. But you know what? If you don't like what she has to offer, then in 4 years you vote for a Republican option that you enjoy. But this year is a wash. You in my opinion, Miss Honey, there is no choice. There's only one
There is no
choice.
choice. That's why I don't understand the
That's it.
people. Oh, I'm still undecided. Undecided on what? You're just a Trump supporter, and you don't want anybody to know that you're a Trump supporter. This is not a joke, people. It's not a joke. I don't think. I don't. No one should be finding this stuff funny. I mean, sometimes you gotta laugh just to like, okay, I can't even take it anymore. I have to laugh this off. I gotta just, because some of the stuff that he says is just so stupid, you know. But it's not funny to people when you are in impacting their lives with lies. Now you have the Haitian people in
Mm.
Springfield dealing with
Mhm.
racist attacks because
Mm-mm.
of Donald Trump saying, "Oh, they're out here eating cats and dogs. Look it up. They're eating your pets." No, they're not. See, and my husband literally said, "I think he's throwing the election on purpose." I think he's trying to throw it. I think you are right about something, because I don't think he spilled this much rhetoric the first time he ran for office or the second. This time it is really bad. I mean, it is insane, the stuff that and JD Vance thinks it's funny too. See, JD Vance just want to sit up there with his little evil looking self and say whatever. We know that he knows that he made up a lie, because he said that's what we do. We have to do that sometimes, What? They make up a lie on some Norwegian people that live over there in Minnesota. Don't make
Right.
up a lie on some white folks. We are Black people are already, or
Mhm.
you're already dealing with the immigration that's coming in, with the Haitians and Hispanics and the Latino community, the Venezuelans or whatever. And you put all this rhetoric out on these people, and these people, that puts you know, a target on them, because that's exactly what you just did. But that's okay, because you think that's okay to do that. I think it's disgusting,
It is disgusting.
JD Vance.
It is. I would say too, and I really had to go. I actually think that under Kamala Harris and in upcoming years, because I was thinking about this immigration thing. To be honest with you, I mean, I'm voting for Kamala Harris, whatever, but I don't think America does immigration well. I don't care who's in, whoever's in. I don't think they do it well. I think that we need to really reevaluate. Um, we're not doing it very well, because under Trump he had the people in inhumane conditions. Under Biden, will I say is the best thing is ever done? No, but I'm not sitting around and saying people, criminals and all that. But I just don't think that either one of them done it very well. I really don't think they did it very well. I think that until they do it well, they have to reevaluate the whole thing, because it's not really, they have to really. It's not about the people. It's just about how smooth it is. It's a like it's very barbaric the way that some of these the way they do immigration stuff in America. I think they really have to reevaluate it, update the systems, and just make it more streamlined, make it more safer, make it more, because it's almost like the people come here and then they just put them into, you know, little shelters, little holes, little this, and then the communities hate them, and it's like we gotta do better than that. It's gotta be. To be honest with you, to be really honest with you, I feel that maybe some of the help may be really reevaluating the humanitarian effort that we make in different countries that the people are running from. Because I feel like, you know, some people I've known that left different countries that was terrible. They didn't want to leave. They really didn't. They were born there. They have memories there. They go to America not to take resources, but to, to be safe and to, have a better chance. And a lot of times when people make their money here, they send it back to the people who didn't run, and they
Right.
send it back to their family, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, but I feel like if there was a way to um, educate the people in the countries that have these issues about how to vote for their best interests, or how to, I don't know, like, just because I know they deal with cartels, they deal with like terrorism. There's a lot of deadly things they deal with. So I don't know, but it's, that may be the most. I don't know. I just think about it, but it's got to be that we have to reevaluate. Because that's a lot of stuff.
No, we do. And I think that, part of Kamala's mission that Joe Biden had put her on was to go speak to like Venezuela, and the Venezuela president, I guess that's who he is, it, or the government. I don't know, but he sent her out to go speak to to them and find a way so they can find a solution where they don't have to have people trying, wanting to flood America that way, because you're gonna have to, and talk to my husband about it. I think that's a smart move to sit down and say, what do we need to do as America to help you better your country, where people want to be here and it's safe for them to be there. The only reason why there's people who are fleeing Venezuela is because of the cartels and the gangs and stuff like that. You know, Haiti is just this is a different situation. But don't think that they're just coming from Haiti and Venezuela. They're coming from China. They come from all over.
They coming from Russia. They coming
From
from
Russia.
Europe.
They're coming from everywhere. So
Right.
what is he talking about? You just
Um,
focus on two groups of people that, that is on the lower of the totem pole when it comes to um the way it's set up, right?
mhm.
You look at the people at the low, because black people, we down there. And Hispanics, they're down there too, right down there with us when it comes to economic situations. So
But the funny thing about that, in my opinion, maybe you have a different opinion, and again, maybe it's late. That's why I'm being a little more free or whatever. But in my opinion, the people I've talked to, maybe it's a New York thing. Hispanic people I've talked to, Democrat, Dominican, they don't feel like they, in my opinion, all most of the Hispanic people I've ever talked to, they they love European people. They just love them, love them, love them, love them, love them, and that's not bad or good. But when it comes to the African American struggle, they don't see it. And
right.
I had a friend who I was helping her for 2 years, 2 years, that and helped her for 2 years, and she to get her to become a citizen. I helped her with studying and all this stuff, and then once she got it, the first thing we discussed when she's watching the news, oh, I'm voting for Trump. I said, wait a minute, you see the way he talking about, it's your first time, so you do what you want to do. But most people, when I've talked to them, they go where they feel the power is.
Right.
If somebody's struggling, or they like if they advocating for themselves, or they trying to get out of trauma, which is a dignified thing to do. There's nothing wrong with fighting for yourself. People don't say, oh, they struggling, they're trying to figure out and trying to heal themselves. Well, that's not a bad thing. You could be along for the ride, because you obviously you came from your country where you're running from something, you're healing from something, whether it be poverty or whatever else. So why is our struggle here looked down upon? So I don't really feel like brothership or fellowship with certain groups. I really don't. I feel like they come here, they look down, and again, I don't have any issues with people coming here and looking down if that's what they do. But that's been my experience. That's been my experience big time with the Latin community, very much so.
Yeah, I mean,
So
they don't even, right? Isn't it Dominican Republic? They don't want
the
Haitians
Haitians,
coming
no,
over.
they don't. So the Dominican people, again, from what I've seen, and I don't live there, but it's almost like apartheid. It's almost like the South African thing where they basically treat the Haitian people
Hmm.
like excuse my French, my gosh, it's like slaves basically,
Hmm.
and they don't give them food, no housing. They harass them. They're running from Haiti because of the treatment of the way that the Dominican people treat them there.
Yeah, that's why they're leaving.
They running because they took their resources. Again, I shouldn't just say in general way, and again, I'm a little tired, but what I was looking at something, the resources have dwindled. They don't have humane treatment, and it's primarily because of because of the disasters that happen in their country, and also because of the way that they're being treated by their neighbors. And so that has been the major pressure. There's poverty, there's not enough resources coming in to help them, and then their neighbors, who happens to be Dominican, if you look online, they have treated them uh, abominably, terribly, just horrifically. So it's funny that that these people, the Dominican people, come and they smile. But even during the Black Lives Movement in New York City, which is a big community of Dominican people here, they were chasing the people who were protesting against police brutality.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't go too deep, but we talked about yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's just it is what it is.
It is. All right, Mel. I'm glad that you came on. Thank you to Miss Blessings. I dropped your link in there, so if, just sub to her channel. It looked like it's pretty good. I looked at the some of the things that she was talking about. I was looking at it, but follow her because I mean I
Oh, she
dropped it.
said
I
she said
can't drop
drop.
links over here because my whatever my system is going messed up over
Oh,
here.
I think she wanted to call in again. I think that's what she was trying to do.
Yeah, I'm about to log off.
Yeah,
But yeah, you know me, it's late. It's getting late.
yeah,
But
me.
I dropped her link in there on here. I can't drop the link on this system I'm using. I don't know why it's not showing me all the chat. That's why I said, well, let me refresh, and it won't refresh. So what it's something, child. I probably have to pay more money or whatever. But whatever, it's not that much. It's not $44. So so her channel is Blessings Hot Topics. So go subscribe to her channel. Like I said, it look like it's real good. She has look like she talks about some good stuff. She came over here and talked politics.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And she was right on time. But anyway, I see some people sub. That's a but yeah. So I will probably be on probably not I'll probably be on tomorrow. I'm trying to stay focused. But I got a lot
Okay.
going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, so
So
funny. I was gonna say most parents, Miss Sunny, and I would tell you this. Most parents at this time of the year, they all do. They have their
yeah,
own. Yeah, so it's understandable.
we have a little one over here,
Yeah. So.
elementary student. So
Mhm.
yeah. I don't know what's wrong with this little system over here, child. I do not want to pay $44 on those StreamYard. I'm sorry, but I'll figure it out. I got the echo out. I figured that out. I gotta figure out why it's not my what you call it. My chat is not streaming on this computer, so I got on another computer and I'm chatting through this my other computer while I'm talking to you on this.
You know
I
what
don't
you
know
might
what the
need.
yeah, I
You
don't know
might.
what this is. What's
You
going
know
on?
what you might
Maybe
need.
it's
You
the
might
echo.
need. You might not. I was gonna say like Tasha K, but not like Tasha K. You may need a producer.
I might need a producer. I wish my
Hmm.
husband would come in and produce it.
Well, he'll be good. He knows how to take.
Good.
That's all you need because it feels like to work the StreamYard is a whole job in itself. I mean, just to work these different streaming things,
Yeah.
it takes almost like a lot of because I don't know. I just know what I hear, and tonight it was perfect, and when you did StreamYard was perfect. So you worked out something very well with this, but. Yeah, I think that you work out the kinks of the workout, but you know what I was going to say too? And now I'll go, maybe sometimes you don't have to do a public show. You can just sort of play with it in private. Maybe it's a way you can, because I know sometimes these other creators they go, oh, I'm doing a test. So they
Yeah.
may make it public. They do like a little test and they be working out different kinks. And say, I think even Armand did it one place. Say, can you hear me? So that everybody does it. But I wonder if there's a way to do it without it being public. And that way you can just work out stuff with, whatever, and you don't have to be public, but people can see you.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna say this. So Sweet Potato just put up a thing. It says, "Thank you, Sonny, for your discussion and information. Um, and information are very much appreciated. Take care, all. Thank you, Sweet Potato. I can see it on this computer, but I can't see it on my streaming thing. So it stopped working for whatever reason. You can hear me talking, but my chat is not moving.
Hmm.
So, but it's moving on my phone and on this other computer, but I can't drop links or do any of that. Like I can't drop the link for anybody to come up
Yeah.
because I was
Well,
trying that and it wasn't working. So I don't know. We'll
it'll
figure
work
it
out.
out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you all, huh? That's the same in California. Like he's talking about you too, boo. So you're right. Um, so yeah, so I'm definitely I'll probably come back live tomorrow because I'm sure they'll have an update on what's going on with Donald Trump and his what's going on in his the assassination attempt. And I do want to get deeper into the Project 2025 and the effects of that. And I will talk about what Kamala Harris is and her plan. So I'll talk about those things tomorrow. So I will come live tomorrow and we'll get into talk about all those type of things. And hopefully I'll have all this figured out. But then I'll drop the link, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It'll get back to what it used to be back in the day.
All right. Sounds
Anyway,
good. Have a good night.
you too, Mel. Thank you for coming up. I
All
appreciate
right.
you.
Of course. Of course.
All right. I'll talk to
Okay.
you soon. Bye bye. Thank you, Blessings Hot Topic, for coming up and giving some insight and your opinion, which was very much welcomed over here. Thank you, Miss Sweet Potato. You're always welcome here, and I appreciate you always showing up and supporting my channel. Mel NYC, Mel MC. Um, also we had over here, we had I don't know who Aaron Strickland is. Who else was there? W1 came through, didn't he? W1 came through and told us some information that was much needed. Learn to love myself. Norris Tony, thank you. Speak with your girl Marcella. She came through. Blessing all you that are watching. Just please hit the like button. And D came through too. I don't know who that is, but yeah, thanks for showing up. Hope you sub to the channel. Anyway, sub to the channel. Like this video, share this video, and I will love on you guys later. I'll talk to y'all soon.